We are on the record. It is April 4th, 2019. This is Judge Wish, Courtroom 1, Session 1. Can I have the parties please announce themselves for the record?
Coffee Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Alexis Augusto on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
All right, ma'am, please tell me your name. Carlson? All right. Ms. Carlson, you were here in 2019, CF 4545. You were arrested for attempted burglary of a conveyance. I do find probable cause for the offense. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to order that you not have any contact with any victim or any witness in the case. Not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition. And I'll stay the bond at the $1,000. Okay. He was medical yesterday.
We'll waive, Your Honor.
Okay. In 2019, MM 2810AO, Willie Edmond was arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent him. He was also arrested in 2019, MO 597AO, for an open container violation. I do find probable cause. In the possession of drug paraphernalia, I'll stay the bond at $500. He's not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And the open container violation, I'll set it at the $250. And I did speak with, we had a meeting yesterday with Mr. Diaz and Deb Barra and Ms. Vickers. And so I think we're gonna try and start setting the MO and the CO cases for statuses, because they get lost in the system. So if there's an offer from the state on the open container, so that he can plea if he wants to plea at any point. I don't know if the state has an offer on it, but we're gonna start setting these for statuses because they end up staying in for 45, 60 days. And they don't need to file information on the MOs or the COs. So is there an offer from the state that Mr. Augusto could relay?
It's credit for time served.
Okay, so it would be a credit for time served, adjudication withhold, I don't know, but can we set Mr. Edmond for a status on his MO case in a week?
Once it leaves IAs, then that's going to be on them to talk to the city, because then it becomes the city's case to make the offer. So that,
Right, that's what they're doing. They've agreed
Okay.
to do that.
Okay,
yeah.
so 'cause
Yeah.
that credit for time served offer may not be what the city then conveys.
Right. I've never had it not be, but that's what that's what we all agreed to yesterday, that we would try and do that now. So if we can just set him for a status on the MO case in a week, and that would be helpful. Okay? Thank you. All right. Is this Mr. Edwards? Okay. All right, Mr. Edwards, you're here in 2019, MM 335AW. You're arrested for resisting an officer without violence and loitering and prowling. I do find probable cause, that's in, did I say the 2019 MM 335 AW. I am gonna appoint the public defender on that case to represent you. Your bonds will stay at 500 and 100 on counts 1 and 2. In 2019 MM 336 AW, you were arrested for stalking. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the public defender to represent you in that case as well. You're not to have any contact whatsoever with the victim in this case. You're not to go on her property. I believe she's your neighbor. And your bond in that case will be set at $1,500.
You're gonna, we'd also ask for
Is
no
he out
weapons.
on, no weapons and firearms? Is there, and he's out on bond? Okay. You're out on, it looks like pretrial release in 2018 MM 691 AW. I am gonna revoke that release and set that at none. In 2018 MM 659 AW. You're out on pretrial release. I am gonna revoke that release and set that at none as well.
So what is that? So do I stay?
Next one, Your Honor, Phyllis Cologne, recused.
Okay, thank you. Jeannie, still need these if you have those? Thank you. Okay. Mr. Cologne refused again? Okay. We'll try one more time, because there's a lot of cases here, so,
We would
okay?
ask that it be waived. He refused yesterday and he's refusing again today, Your
Okay,
Honor.
I'm gonna try one more time, okay?
And the next one, June Jambar's mental health, Your Honor.
Right, we'll reset Mr. Jambar, or Miss Jambar.
Next one, Sardo Leonard, is mental health, Your Honor.
Okay, because the serious nature of the offense, I am gonna reset that one too.
Rosemary Sawyer, Your Honor, is mental health.
We'd waive that, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, in 2019 MM 2807AO, Ms. Sawyer was arrested for resisting an officer without violence in a conservation violation level 2. I do find probable cause for those offenses. I am gonna appoint the public defender to represent her, and are you waiving her? You said
Yes,
on the
Your Honor.
record, you're
We waive.
waiving her appearance. Are there any conditions that the state would ask me to impose?
Yeah, Your Honor.
I don't know if there's any conditions that,
I don't know if the statute, I mean, I can look up the statute to see if there are conditions that are mandatory for the court to impose. penalties, I don't see any.
I don't see it either. Alright, her bonds will stay as set at 500 apiece.
The next person, Your Honor, Rory Stone refused.
We'll waive that one as well, Your Honor.
Okay. In 2019 CF 4557AO, Mr. Stone was arrested for possession of heroin, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of cocaine. I do find probable cause for the offenses. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. They have waived his appearance. And he's not to possess any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And his bonds will stay at $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2, and $150 on count 3. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Samuel Lamar Taylor III.
All right, Mr. Taylor, you're here in 2019 MM 2771AO. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause for the offense. I am gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm gonna stay the bond at the $250. I'm not gonna take any action on your your release case, sir, in 2018 MM 426AE. And in 2018 MM 11505AO. Just make sure you keep in contact with do you have an attorney in those cases? Looks like you have a competency hearing coming up.
Yeah, they told me September 18, somewhere around
But you
there.
have an attorney?
No, not that I'm not aware.
I believe we are assigned to that.
Huh?
I believe we are assigned
You
to
do
that.
have the public defender's office. Make sure you comply. If you come back again, I'm likely to revoke your bond, sir.
Okay.
Okay?
Is the state gonna make me an offer? Oh, okay.
Hello,
All right, please tell me your name.
Rashida Thomas.
All right, Ms. Thomas, you're here in 2019 CF 4566AO. You were arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer, possessing an anti-shoplifting device, resisting an officer with violence, depriving an officer of means of protection or communication, and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause for the listed offenses. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition. You're not to return back to 4953 International Drive. Any store at that location. Your bond on count 1 will be $2,500. And $150 on counts 2, 3, and 4, and $100 on count 5.
You had an add-on FTA served on her yesterday?
I don't see anything else in here.
Is she an AKA? There's a AKA case right
That's Thomas Moesha?
Monisha Thomas.
Okay, then that is it, okay. All right, thank you. And 2018 CF 16682AO. You were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for your pretrial conference on March 20th, 2019. The judge revoked your release and your bond and set your bond at none.
What is she talking about, the other thing?
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Cordero Atwell.
Mr. Atwell, you're here in 2019 CF 4627AO. You're arrested for possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause for the offenses. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Excuse me. Can I speak, ma'am?
There's a bunch of recommitment forms. Does that just mean that they're coming off the bonds? Okay. Trying to figure it out. 4627. Yeah, they're different cases, and then there's. I don't know if this is oh, this is the old case, okay. Well, it's not, yeah, it's not him. Like I said, I'm having a bad day. All right, your bonds will stay at $1,000 on count one and $100 on count two. You're out on bond for similar offenses, 2019 MM 1706AO. I am revoking that bond and setting it at none. So is this, there's no case number on here.
Yeah, the bonds came off.
Right, but there's a bunch of different, it's all the same case
accounts.
number? Okay, all right, yeah. All right, sir, please tell, oh ma'am, sorry, please tell me your name.
Terry L. Bell.
All right, Miss Bell, looks like your bondsman is coming off of your bond in 2019 CF 2912AO. So do I just reinstate the bonds?
She has a private attorney.
Oh, she does, okay. So I'm just gonna keep the bonds the same as they were, and you can try and get your bonds reinstated, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Okay.
And you, do you have a private attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just make sure you keep in touch with them, okay?
Okay.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Marcos Sinelli.
All right, Mr. Sinelli, you're here in 2019 CF 4646AO. You're arrested for trafficking and possessing counterfeit credit cards, 15 to 49 of them. I do find probable cause for the offense. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will stay at the $10,000. All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Lascelles Coley.
All right, Mr. Coley, pursuant to your request to be brought over here and take case number 2019 CF 3587, state, an indictment has been filed against you for first-degree murder with a firearm. It's a capital offense. And the capias was issued in that at 0 bond. And I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. It looks like your case will be set for an arraignment in Division 12, okay? All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Edel Artis.
All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 4626AO. You were arrested for possession of cocaine and petty theft. It's a retail offense. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender. You're not to return back to that Walmart at 5734 South Orange Blossom Trail. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Your bonds will remain as set at $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
My name is Gustavo Fernandez.
All right, Mr. Fernandez, you're here in 2019 CF 4591AO. You were arrested for burglary of a structure, grand theft third degree, criminal mischief. I find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. I'm going to appoint them to represent you on all the cases that you have here before me, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to
Thank you.
order that you're not to return back to any of the locations alleged to have been burglarized in the affidavits. The Family Dollar Store, the Boost Mobile, Sherman-Williams. You're not to have any contact with any victims or witnesses or co-defendants in the case. And you're not to have any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Your bond in, and I do find probable cause for all of the other offenses in the other cases, 2019 CF 4593, burglary of a structure, grand theft second degree, and criminal mischief. 2019 CF 4589AO, burglary of a structure, grand theft third degree, and criminal mischief. All of those same conditions will apply in each of the cases. In count 1, in 2019 4591, your bond will be set at $3,500 on count 1, $150 on count 2, and $100 on count 3. in 2019, CF 4593AO, be 3,500 on count one. It'll be 3,500 on count two, and $100 on count three. In 2019, CF 4589AO, count one, 3,500, count two, 150, and count three, 100. Yeah, for the second case, over 20,000. All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Matthew Glover.
All right, Mr. Glover, you're here in 2019 CF 4628AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I will stay the bond at $1,000 on count one, and it will be reduced to $100 on count two. Tell me your name, please.
Dior Hardeman.
All right, Mr. Hardeman, you're here in 2019 CF 4639AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will stay at the $2,500. You're also out on bond in 2019 CF 246AO. I am revoking that bond and setting it at none.
Are you from the beginning?
Yeah, I did. Oh, on the out on bond? Okay, and I'm gonna appoint them to represent you in the out on bond case too. Mr. Augusto, do you need that case number?
No, I have it here.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I have a migraine. Yeah, I've had it since last night. I'm like dizzy. Okay, sir, please tell me your name.
Good morning, Pierre Henderson.
Good morning. Mr. Henderson, you're here in 2019 CF 4630AO. You were arrested for possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon, carrying concealed firearm, and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. I do find probable cause for the offenses. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm gonna stay your bond on count one at the $4,000. Count two will be $150. Count three will be $150. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or don't say anything. Don't say anything. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition, okay? Just
Yes, ma'am.
don't say anything. Please tell me your name, sir.
Good morning. Euphestus Horace.
All right, Mr. Horace. You are here in 2019 CF 4631AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of cannabis, more than 20 grams. I do find probable cause for the offenses. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be on count one, $2,500, count two, $150. Does he have the PD on the, out on bond, do we know? No. On your out on bond case in 2019 CF 4310AO, I am revoking that bond and setting it a none. I am gonna appoint the public defender. I don't believe they've been appointed, okay? Please tell me your name, ma'am.
Juanita Miller.
All right, Ms. Miller, you are here in 2019 CF 4620AO. You were arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer with violence, and petty theft retail. I do find probable cause, and I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return back to that Walgreens at 4502 South Orange Blossom Trail. Not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition. Your bond will stay at the $2,500 on count one. Counts 2 and 3 will remain at $100.
Thank you, Judge Wish.
Please tell me your name.
Neil Ramsrand.
All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 4648. You were arrested for possession of Xanax and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I will stay the bond at $1,000 on count one and $100 on count two. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Joseph Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you're here in 2019 CF 4597AO. 2019 4595AO. 2019 4590AO, 2019 CF 4594AO, 2019 CF 4596AO, 2019 CF 4592AO. I find probable cause for all of the offenses listed in those cases. 4597, burglary of a structure, grand theft third degree, and criminal mischief. It's the same in 4595. It's the same in 4590. It's the same in 4594, and it's the same, sorry, it's in count 2 of grand theft second degree, 20,000 or more. In 4596, burg structure, grand theft, criminal mischief, and 4592. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in all of those cases. You're not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. You're not to possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You're not to return to any of the locations listed in any of the affidavits. Family Dollar, Sherman-Williams, the Boost Mobile, and the Walmart. Your bonds, in 4597 will remain at 3,500, 150, and 100. 4595, 3,500, 150, and 100. 4590, 3,500, 150, and 100. 4594, 3,500, 150, 100. 4596, 3,500, count two will be 3,500, and three will be 100. And finally, 4592, 3,500, 150, and 100. Please tell me your name.
Anthony Ross.
All right, Mr. Ross, you're here in 2019 CF 469 or 09AO. You were arrested pursuant, looks like you turned yourself in, for grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle. I do find probable cause for the offense. I am gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm gonna stay the bond at $1,000, sir. Not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case, okay? All right, sir, please tell me your name.
My name is Jeffrey Shackle, Your Honor.
Okay, do we know what happened to Mr. Sanchez?
He's finished for
Okay. Let's send him over to courtroom 2. All right, sir, you're here in 2018 CF 15396AO. You were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for a pretrial conference on March 20th, 2019. The judge revoked your release, forfeited your bond, and set your bonds at none. Do we know if he has the public defender? He does? You do have the public defender, okay?
Ma'am, can I explain something to you?
There's nothing that I can do about the capias, sir. So if you want to talk to Mr. Augusto, you can ask him. But there's nothing that I can do about what's in the capias. All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Katrina Smith.
All right, Ms. Smith, you're here in 2019 CF 3585. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant, which probable cause was already found for 3 counts of sexual battery on a child under 12, lewd and lascivious molestation on a child under 12, 2 counts, sexual battery by a person in a custodial authority, and lewd and lascivious molestation of a child under 16. I am gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. State, would you like to be heard as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe the defendant should be held at no bond on the first 3 counts based on proof evident presumption great. Looking at the 8-page affidavit submitted by Detective Shaw, and it looks like the 2 victims, one was approximately 12 years old at the time of the alleged incidents, and one was approximately 9 years old. It says that this defendant forced, the 2 victims, are 2 boys, male children. She forced their penis inside of her vagina on different occasions. She was undressing in front of them. She was, without actual penetration, humping them over her underwear, but the children were undressed at the time. The victim was allowed to live with the defendants based on, I guess, their parents, or the children's parent met the victim at church and allowed them to live. These events occurred when the mom of the children was out at work. Based on all the information in the affidavit, we asked the defendant be held at no bond on the first 3 counts. No contact with any minor children, definitely no contact with these children, no return to this residence, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs.
Mr. Augusto?
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask that the court use its discretion to set a monetary bond in this case. Ms. Smith has no prior criminal history, no failure to appears. She has all her family here, and she's lived here all her life, so she's not a flight risk. So we would ask that this court use its discretion to set a monetary bond.
Okay, based on the statements of the 2 children being very consistent, and it not just being one witness, I do find proof evident presumption great based on everything that was alleged in the affidavit. I'm gonna order that she be held on no bond on counts 1, 2, and 3. Count 4 will be $10,000 and $150 on 5 and 6, and $150 on 7, sorry. You're not to have any contact with any minor children under the age of 18. You're not to return back to the victim's residence, which is listed in the affidavit for the arrest warrant. You're not to possess any drugs or alcohol or illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition. You're not to have any contact with any witnesses or victims in this case. Please tell me your name, sir.
Keontae Stanley.
All right, Mr. Stanley, you're here in 2019 CF 4634AO. You're arrested for trafficking in MDMA. I do find probable cause for the offense. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will remain at the $50,000. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Please tell me your name.
Jamal Thomas.
All right, Mr. Thomas, you're here in 2019 CF 4640AO. You're arrested for grand theft, 3rd degree of a motor vehicle. I do find probable cause for the offense. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be set at $3,500. You're out on bond in 2018 CF 17549AO. And in 2018 CF 17517AO. I am gonna revoke those bonds and set them at none. Do we know, does he have, is it the PD on both? Okay, and it looks like you do have the public defender on both of those cases. I never know, because sometimes they put somebody's name and then, or it's blank.
Your Honor, we would ask if the court would reconsider the revoking of the bond simply because my client has informed me that information wasn't filed in either of those two cases.
Okay, no, I'm gonna revoke the bonds. Part of his conditions of release are not to commit any new law offenses.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Jennifer Turner.
All right, Ms. Turner, you're here in 2018 CF 13909BO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant, or excuse me, a capias, in which probable cause was found by a judge for the offenses of burglary of a structure and criminal mischief. You're not to return back to Size Coin Laundry at 3221 Curry Ford Road. Not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case. Your bond will stay at the $5,000 on count one and $100 on count two. 2018, I'm gonna appoint the public defender on all of the cases, okay? 2018 CF 13907BO, you were arrested pursuant to a capias where a judge found probable cause. And not to return back to the listed location of the offense in the affidavit for arrest warrant. You were arrested for attempted burglary of a structure and criminal mischief. Your bonds will stay at $5,000 on count one and $100 on count two. You're not to have any contact with any victims or witnesses in that case. In 2018 CF 14577AO, you were arrested pursuant to a warrant which probable cause was found for burglary of a structure, grand theft third degree, possession of burglary tools, and criminal mischief. Your bonds will remain as set at $1,000 on count one, $500 on counts 2 and 3, $250 on counts 4, 5, and 6. Again, you're not to have any contact with any victims or listed witnesses in the case. And you're not to return back to the location of the offenses as listed in the affidavit. All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Jose Luis Villanueva.
All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 4619AO. You were arrested for driving while license revoked as a habitual offender, driving while license suspended as a subsequent offender, an expired license of more than 6 months. I do find probable cause for the offenses. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you in that case, as well as 2018, if they're not already appointed, 2018 CF 1903AO. In that case, you are arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for your arraignment on 5/9/18. The judge revoked your bond and set your bond at none in the CF case. Sorry, in the 2019 CF case. Your bond will stay at $2,500 on count 1 and $100 on counts 2 and 3. You're not to drive without a valid license. Please tell me your name.
Audrey Walker.
All right, Ms. Walker, you're here in 2019 CF 4635AO. You're arrested for giving false information and petty theft to prior convictions. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond on count 1 will be set at $100. Count 2 will stay at the $1,000 in 2019 CF 3782AO and in 2018 CF 16562AO. The Office of the Public Defender already represents you. I am going to revoke those bonds and set them at none. Please tell me your name, sir.
Roshima Williams.
Or ma'am, sorry.
Roshima Williams.
I'm having one of those days this morning, so I'm sorry. I did not mean to call you sir.
Okay.
You're here in 2019 CF 4629AO. You were arrested for trafficking in MDMA and possession of cocaine and possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
I think there's no objection to PTR, Your Honor. Obviously, no drugs and no weapons.
Sorry.
I said no drugs and no weapons on PTR.
All right, Miss Williams, you do qualify for pretrial release. My problem is you have a history of arrest for trafficking. So I'm not gonna place you in pretrial release. But I am gonna stay the bond at the $50,000 on count 1. Counts 2 will be $150 and $100. Huh? Oh, no drugs, sorry ma'am, no drugs or alcohol or medications without a prescription, no weapons or firearms or ammunition. right, sir, please tell me your name.
My name is Antoine Wilson.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you're here in 2019 CF 4632AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Thank you.
Your bond on count one will be $2,500 and $100 on count two. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription.
Ma'am, they told me one more was account 1,000.
We would ask, Your Honor, if Your Honor would reconsider reducing the bond or staying the bond to the 1,000.
My problem is that the most recent failure to appear was February of 2019. And he has 9 felony convictions, 15 misdemeanor convictions, 3 unknowns, 2 failures to appear, a lot of drug convictions, a lot of drug arrests. That's the reason for my bond.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning. Please tell me your name.
Daniel Mayfield, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll reset. Okay, we'll reset. Mr. Mayfield, is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're here in 2019 MO 6020. You were arrested for state misdemeanors. I do find probable cause for the offense. I am going to appoint the public defender. Do you want to try and resolve your case today?
I would love to, Your Honor.
Okay.
There is no offer from the state.
Okay.
No.
Would Your Honor be willing to extend?
I'm rereading the affidavit so that I'm more familiar with what's going on here. Based on my review, again, of the affidavit, and this being technically a victim crime, and without any input from the victim, I'm not gonna make an offer today.
Your Honor, if I may.
Sure.
Well, Your Honor, I really would appreciate if you could possibly.
I'm not
make-
going to make an offer today. This is a victim crime, and the victim has a right to be heard. So if, and this doesn't appear as if the state's had any contact with the victim, so I'm gonna stay the bond at the $250. You're not to have any contact with the victim in this case. You're not to return to her residence or the apartment complex.
Well, Your Honor, I live in that apartment
Okay,
complex.
well, you're not to go back to her residence, okay?
Sure. All right. But there is one thing, Your Honor. I'm already out on bond for a charge that I got arrested on in January. and I was assigned a public defender on that case, and I'm supposed to be going to court on Monday.
I don't have any information about any out on bond case.
Well, I'm out on.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Yeah, well, anyway, I mean, you're in the public defender's office, right? Hey, my lawyer's name is Charles Frederick.
2019 MM25. His name is spelled differently on this. It's missing an I in his name. It's Daniel.
What's the offense?
It is a battery, first-degree misdemeanor, same date of birth, 1/25/75 is the date of birth on this case. Charles Frederick is the PD assigned to the case, has a pretrial, has the trial set on 4/8, which would be Monday.
Okay, so what's your question?
Wondering that if I'm gonna have to, because I don't have any means of bonding out at this time, if I'm gonna be in jail anyway, would it be possible for you to revoke my bond on my previous case and contact my public defender to let him know that I'm currently incarcerated? Because I don't want to have to be sitting in here and end up with a failure to appear because nobody
Well,
knew
they
that I
wouldn't-
was
yeah, I mean,
here.
They would transport you over there, sir, but I will revoke your bond, okay? Can you read me that case number again?
19 MM25AA.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Mayfield, I will revoke your bond in 2019 MM25AA. And so that you'll start receiving some credit, okay?
I appreciate that.
And Mr. Augusto can let Mr. Frederick know, okay?
Yeah, I sure would appreciate that. Okay, thank you.
But again, you're not to have any contact with the victim in the case, okay?
Certainly.
And was that 258A or?
25AA.
AA,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Joseph Samard.
All right, Mr. Samard, you're here in 2019 MO6030. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause for the offense. Did you want to see if the state has an offer? You did not fill out a form for the public defender.
Yes, please.
Thank you. State, is there an offer?
No objection to ROR or adjudication, 3 days.
And he has 2 days in? Okay. So, Mr. Samar, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt with 3 days with credit for 2 days, but I think you would get out today. Is that correct? If you want to take that.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay. And I do have to impose court costs, just so you know. You're okay going forward without an attorney?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
You want to plead no contest?
Yes, please.
All right, Mr. Samard, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form? I just need you to say it out loud.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
I do.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And are you on probation anywhere?
No way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I am going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I am going to impose court costs. I'm going to order that you pay those by April 4th, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off, okay?
Okay,
If
thank
you
you.
want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you.
Okay.
All right? Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
John Flores.
Do we know what happened to Mr. Candelaria? Okay. Send him over to courtroom 2. Mr. Flores?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, you're here in 2019 MM2830AO. You were arrested for possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for the offense. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 will remain at the $100, count 2 the $500. You are out on bond, sir, in 2019 CF 2855AO. I am gonna revoke those bonds and set them at none. All right, ma'am, please tell me your name.
Tashiana Smith.
All right, Miss Smith. You're here in 2019 MM2829AO. You're arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for the offense. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will stay at the $500. I believe you're out on conditional release on a bunch of cases, right? Mr. Augusto, it looks like she has one of the next hearings she has
On the
is on
8th.
April 8th.
Yes, Your Honor.
In 2018 MM6910. Trying to see if there's any release conditions on the conditional release. Looks like in the 18 CF 5823AO, she was found incompetent in 2018, but Judge Adams denied anything as to conditional release. I'm trying to find some conditional release plan. Mr. Augusto, are you aware of any plan she's on?
No, Your Honor. The only ones that I'm seeing here that say conditional release is 2018 MM7873AO. And then 1218AW.
Let me look that one up, because I'm not seeing any shocked that it's not in a felony case. It looks like, are you reporting to Aspire?
Yeah.
Okay. When was the last time that you reported to Aspire? Do you
It's
have a
been
case
about-
manager?
2 weeks.
Do you have a case manager?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's your case manager?
I forgot his name. I forgot his name.
Okay, I just trying to figure out, you know, what's going on with your cases.
All right.
Are you receiving, you're receiving competency restoration program?
Yes, ma'am.
You're in their program?
I'm actually on the pre-child release, so.
All right, I'm not gonna take any action on these cases today. But I am gonna alert the judges, those cases, okay?
Okay.
So just make sure you keep complying with your release, conditions of release. And I believe they're listed for Mr. Augusto's purposes in 2018 MM 7874AO. That's the only order that I can find that has the conditional release program.
So I'm getting
information.
released?
Huh?
I'm getting released.
I'm setting your bond at $500, okay? You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. That's part of your conditional release program plan, okay?
Shit. All right.
All right, ma'am, please tell me your name.
Toshiba Buckles.
All right, Miss Buckles, you're here you're picked up on an out-of-county warrant out of Osceola County. And looks like the bond is $1,000 in that case. Osceola County has 24 hours to come and pick you up. And looks like there's another warrant out of Osceola County as well. And that bond is at 1,000. And another one in Osceola, and that bond is also at 1,000. So if you can't bond out, and I'm not gonna take any action on the out on bond case in Orange because I don't know anything about the Osceola County cases. So I can't take any action on that, okay? So, but if you can bond out, you bond out. If not, Osceola has 24 hours to come and get you, okay? All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Jamel, LaShawn, Little John.
All right, Mr. Littlejohn, you were picked up on an out-of-county warrant out of Polk County for a violation of probation, and there's no bond in that case. So I think Polk County has 24 hours to come and get you if you, so they should come and get you, okay?
Okay, if they don't come and get me within the 24 hours,
You'll
what
come,
happens?
you'll come see a judge again,
Okay,
okay?
thank you so much.
Spanish. Mr. Williams. Okay. Or Miss Williams. I'm really not doing very good today. with the motions. Everybody ready? 2019 CF 3028AO Joseph Mario Scarvelli.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 4/3.
Okay, that will be granted. 2019 CF 3147AO Joshua Breon Dunstan.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 4/3.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 2955AO Keon O'Shea Williams Flax.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 4/3.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 1773AO George Wesley Smith Jr.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 4/3.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 3033AO Robert Lee Hendricks.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 4/3.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 3030AO Wilgen Paul Mina Morales.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 4/1 and the request to transfer from felony to traffic.
All right, that will be denied. 2019 CF 3078AO Eric Vincent Orozco Flores.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 4/3.
2019 CF 2904AO Michael Torres Hernandez.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 4/3.
2009, that will be granted, sorry. 2019 CF 2655AO Patrick D. Graham.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 4/3.
That'll be granted. 2019 CF 2987AO Milton Andrews Rivera.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 4/3.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 2984AO Eddie Jamal Smith.
That should be denied. The state filed information on 4/3.
All right, that will be denied. And I believe that concludes our morning. We'll be in recess until this afternoon. All right, we are on the record. It is April 4th, 2019. Judge Wish, Courtroom 1, Session 2. Can I have the parties please announce themselves for the record?
Kathy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Alexis Augusto on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
Adam Reese on behalf of Defendant Sierra Smith.
Good afternoon, Mr. Reese.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Pleasure to see you. I'm good.
Good. Okay, can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Sierra Smith.
All right, Ms. Smith, you're here in 2018 CF 16728, is that correct? Yes, BO, and you were arrested pursuant to a capias for kidnapping with intent to inflict bodily harm or terrorize with a firearm, aggravated battery causing great bodily harm with a firearm, and aggravated battery with a firearm. And you're represented by Mr. Reese here, and this is, count 1 is a life felony. Does the state want to be heard as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd ask this defendant be held at no bond, looking at the four corners of the document supporting the information that was filed on count 1. Looks like this defendant with a co-defendant forced the victim. I guess there was allegation that he may have taken a wallet, forced the victim back in the house. The co-defendant held a gun to the victim's head. The defendant began striking the victim. They had him empty out his luggage. The victim believed that it was a setup. The wallet was found in a room in a drawer. The co-defendant had the defendant hold his hand over an open flame and burn his hand. This co-defendant was a willing participant in this. They took his cell phone. Based on all that information in the affidavit, we ask the defendant be held at no bond, no contact with the victim, no contact with the co-defendant, no weapons, no drugs or firearms while this case is pending.
Mr. Reese?
Your Honor, would you like testimony or a proffer? Would proffer be sufficient?
As to bond,
Yes, ma'am?
I would prefer the testimony.
Okay, that's fine. Just a very brief response, and then I'd like to offer some testimony to my client. From what I've reviewed, and it's not nearly as much as the state or it may be, I was given the information this morning by one of your clerks, as well as the charging affidavit. It appears as though the co-defendant is a bit more culpable than my client. With that, I would like to just ask Ms. Smith a few questions.
Sure. Can you have her, let's have her sworn in, okay?
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, ma'am.
May I proceed?
Absolutely.
Could you state your name, please?
Sierra Smith,
Ms. Smith, where were you born,
Orlando, Florida,
and how old are you?
23.
And have you lived your entire life in Central Florida?
Yes, sir.
Were you most recently employed?
Yes, I was.
Where were you working?
I was at the Roadway Inn on Oak Ridge and Oak Ridge and OBT. I was just about to get promoted, but I quit my job
And why did you quit?
because I found out I had a warrant.
And after you learned you had a warrant, did you make arrangements to retain my office?
Yes,
Did you also surrender yourself last night knowing that there was a warrant and that you might be held no bond?
yes,
Why did you surrender?
because I found out I had a warrant.
That's the right thing to do?
Yes.
No further questions.
Okay. And so the state's asking me to find proof evident, presumption great, and to hold her no bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there any other argument other than she's just less culpable?
Not on the facts of the case, Your Honor. However, if the court does find proof evident presumption great, this court still has discretion to set bond, as the court's well aware. We have a situation where somebody made arrangements to go ahead and surrender to the Orange County Jail knowing that there was a warrant and that more likely than not it was a no bond case. She was also, I think, responsible enough to quit her job in advance. That way she could prepare for the case and get her job back should the court set bond, not leaving her employment hanging. She was born here, she's raised here, and I believe she's got significant ties to the community. I think under the circumstances, the court could exercise its discretion and set bond in this matter.
Okay. First, the conditions of any release are going to be you're not to possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You're not to have any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're not to have any contact with any victim, any witness, or any co-defendant in the case.
Yes, ma'am.
I have read the affidavit. It appears as though the victim was severely injured in this case. Does she have an active warrant indicator? That's what I'm showing on the face sheet.
No, I got married, so they always make me
Okay.
show my ID. Like when I went to court last time, my last name's changed, but I don't have.
So there's no active warrant?
warrant.
I'm just showing
Well, I
that on
don't
my
know. No,
face sheet, so,
Never even been there. And Osceola, my name was coming up under something else, so I showed my ID.
let's just check on that.
Okay.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong face sheet. I am mistaken.
First time for everything.
No, it's to my left, and they usually are, but this is attached to it, so. Let's see. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I do find proof evident presumption great. I'm gonna set the bond on count 1 at $150,000. Count 2, $10,000, and count 3, $10,000. And all of those conditions will apply. If you violate any of those conditions, ma'am, I will revoke the bond,
I appreciate you.
okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Reese. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Craig Blocker.
Mr. Blocker, you're here in 2019 CF 2589AO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for grand theft third degree. In 2019 CF 2589. Is that the same case? Sorry, same case. In 2017 CF 143441AO, you're arrested for failing to appear pursuant to a capias for pretrial on March 27, 2019. The judge in that case set your bond in that case at none. In the new case, the bond will be stayed as set in the warrant at $1,000. You're not to have any contact with any witness or victim in the case, and you're not to return back to the scene of the offense.
Were we appointed on that, Your Honor?
Sorry. Yes, I'm appointing the public defender. Thank you. And I don't know, does he have the public defender on the pretrial case? Yes, okay. Sorry, I can take those. Please tell me your name.
Jamel Clark.
Do you know what happened to Mr. Christian?
Bonded.
Okay, take no action. Oh, take that out. Mr. Clark?
Yes.
All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 4659AO. You were arrested for possession of cocaine with a weapon. I do find probable cause for the offense. It appears you do not qualify for the public defender's office based on your application, okay? So I cannot appoint them at this time, so you'll have to contact an attorney. I'm gonna order that you not possess any illegal substances without a valid prescription.
Okay,
And
yes,
you're
ma'am.
not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna set your bond at $3,500. Do you think you'll be able to meet that bond? Cause if not, I'll set a determination of counsel, in a week. And just so, I don't want you sitting in there without an attorney if you're not able to bond out.
Yes, I can bond out.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna leave the bond set, okay?
Okay.
All right. And you're sure you think you can bond out?
Yeah, well, they was telling me something about a pretrial or something downstairs, but I don't, this is my first time, so
I can
I
put you in
don't know
pretrial.
how it works. I'm not,
Okay. You do qualify for pretrial release. And you don't have any real history here, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put you in pretrial release, okay? You're not gonna have to post a bond.
Okay.
All those same conditions will apply. You're gonna be subject to random urinalysis,
Okay.
okay, within 24 hours of your release.
Okay.
You'll have to meet with pretrial release once a week, face-to-face, okay?
Okay.
But you won't have to post a bond. And you need to make sure that if you move, or if you, if you change addresses and the address on file changes,
Mhm.
you need to update the clerk and pretrial release.
Okay.
Okay, so they can get in touch with you. Otherwise, if you violate any of their conditions, we can revoke your bond and set your bond at none.
Okay.
Okay, and I don't want that to happen to you.
All right,
so.
I appreciate it.
Okay?
All right.
All
Now,
right,
since
good
he
luck.
doesn't have an attorney representing him at this time, is there anything that he would test positive for if he's gonna be tested within 24 hours? So that he's not violated, if he has marijuana in his system, obviously within 30 days, that's gonna automatically violate him?
Okay. He's charged with possession of cocaine.
I understand.
Yeah.
But if he has any drugs, but it could be cocaine, it could be cannabis, that if he had an attorney, obviously they would ask for not to be tested for marijuana for 30 days. Because he's unrepresented, he may not understand to do that.
Okay, I mean, do you think you would test positive for marijuana?
Oh, well, I tested some today, but I smoked some today, so.
Okay, so I'll ask that pretrial release not violate you for cannabis
Okay.
within 30 days.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you can smoke it,
Yeah, I got you,
okay?
Mhm.
So, but the cocaine should have been out, if you'd used any of it, should be out of your system fairly quickly, so.
Okay.
Okay, so for cannabis, just don't smoke it,
Okay.
okay?
All right, I got you.
All right.
All right.
All right, please tell me your name.
Jose Antonio Cortez.
All right, Mr. Cortez, you are here on 7 cases, 2019 CF 2054AO. You were arrested pursuant to a capias for fleeing and attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated, possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting an officer without violence. The bonds in that case are $2,500, $100, and $100. Are not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. On the capias, it says, do not return to the scene of the offense and
Which is where?
not consuming the illegal substances. In 2019, CT 1560AO, you were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for arraignment. The judge set your bond at $500 in that case. 2017 CT 5564AO, you were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for your arraignment. The judge set your bond at $1,000. In 2019 CT 1561AO, you were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for your arraignment. The judge set your bond at $500. In 2019 CT 1131AO, you were arrested for failing to appear pursuant to a capias, and that was for an arraignment. The judge set your bond at $500. In 2019 CT 2632AO, you were arrested for no valid driver's license. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna stay the bond at the $500. Do not drive without a valid license.
Yes, ma'am.
In 2019 MM 2838AO, you were arrested for loitering or prowling and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause. Your bond will be set on count 1 at $250 and $500 on count 2. And I am gonna appoint the public defender on all of those cases. I don't know if you have them already for some of the cases that
Yes, I
were
do.
failures to appear. right, ma'am, please tell me your name.
Tiara Ebony Dickerson.
All right, Ms. Dickerson. You're here in 2019 CF 3469AO. You're arrested pursuant to a capias for criminal mischief as a subsequent offender. The judge in that case set your bond at $250. You're not to return back to the scene of the offense. And you're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim, any witnesses in the case. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. It's on the capias, $250, yeah. Please tell me your name, sir.
Brian Jones.
All right, Mr. Jones, you're here in 2019 CF 4652AO. You're arrested for possession of heroin and possession of alprazolam. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to stay your bond on count 1 at $100. On count 2, I'm going to reduce it to $150. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And I did say that I appointed the public defender. All right, please tell me your name.
Crystal Baricia Jones.
All right, Ms. Jones, you're here in 2016 CF 339AO. It's a violation of probation. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, and I believe you should be seen by Judge Whitehead in a week to 10 days, okay?
Yes.
All right, please tell me your name.
Roderick Jean Jules Jr.
All right, Mr. Jules. You're here in 2019 CF 4656AO. You're arrested for fleeing and eluding a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated. I do find probable cause for the offense. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that case, and also in 2019 CF 4655AO, where you were arrested for possession of a firearm and commission of a felony, grand theft third degree of a firearm, carrying concealed firearm, and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause for those offenses as well. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And you're not to have any contact with any victim in the case. In 2019 CF 4656AO, your bond will be set at $7,500. In 2019 CF 4655AO, your bond will be stayed at the $5,000 on count 1, $2,500 on count 2, $150 on count 3, and $100 on count 4. right, please tell me your name.
Kathy Lodge.
Do we know what happened to Mr., is it? He bonded? Okay, we'll take no action. That's Mr. Klum?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Lodge?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ma'am, you're here in 2018 CF 9624AO. You were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for your pretrial on March 27, 2019. The judge in that case revoked your release, forfeited your bond, and set your bond at none. Do you have the public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have the public defender, and they can file any appropriate motions for you, okay? No? Let's just check. Let's just make sure you do. Hold on one second.
She does.
You do? Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right. All right, please tell me your name.
Daria Richardson.
All right, ma'am, you're here in 2018 CT 9975AO. You were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for a status hearing. Your bond is set at $250 on that case. In 2018 CT 9974AO, you were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for a status hearing. Your bond is set at $250. I'm gonna appoint the public defender if they haven't already been appointed to represent you. I'm not gonna take any action on the out on bond cases because there's no new law violation. I hate this thing. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Miguel Angel Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you're here in 2019 CT 2635AO. You're arrested for driving under the influence. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I'm gonna stay your bond at the $500. Okay, I'm sorry, let me do that again then. I'm gonna put you in pretrial release. You're not to have any alcohol, you're not to have any drugs, you're subject to your analysis within 24 hours of your release. Okay? All right, please tell me your name.
Mandy Ray Holland.
All right, Ms. Holland, you're here in 2019 MM 2837AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer from the state?
Adjudication, 3 days, no return.
Does she have 2 days, 1 day in? Okay. And I do have to impose court costs if that's something that you wanna do. If you don't want to take it, Ms. Holland, I'm just gonna stay the bond at the $500. I'm not gonna take any action on your out on bond case, but if you come back, probably will, so. But if you want to take the plea, you're more than welcome to. If not, I'll just stay the bond, okay? Huh? Yeah, do you need some time to think about it?
Sorry.
Okay, we'll recall you. Just go back over there and you can think about it. All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Javette LaPointe.
All right, Ms. LaPointe, you're here in 2019 MM 2836AO. You were arrested for resisting an officer without violence, possession of drug paraphernalia, and littering. I do find probable cause for the offenses. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Adjudication in 3 days.
She has 1 day in?
Yes.
You will accept that offer, Your Honor, and plead no contest.
And I do have to impose court costs, ma'am, just to let you know. Thank you. All right, Ms. LaPointe, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do find a factual basis for you to enter a plea as to the charges in the affidavit. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 1 day time served, and that'll be on each count, and they'll all run concurrent, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to impose court costs. I'm going to order you pay those by April 4th, 2020. Gives you a year to pay them off.
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence to the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, ma'am.
Yes,
Good luck
ma'am.
to you. All right, please tell me your name.
Holly Penny.
All right, Ms. Mahoney, you're here in 2019 MM 340AW.
Sorry, Your Honor. I believe she said Holly Penny.
Oh, okay. The names are very similar. Okay, do we know what happened to Miss Mahoney?
She bonded, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Take no action on her. Okay, Miss Penny, you're here in 2019 MM 341AW. You were arrested for petty theft. It's a retail offense. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. Mike, is there no offer from the state?
No offer.
Okay. I'm just gonna stay the bond at the $250. You're not to go back to the Beals outlet at 13367 West Colonial Drive. You're not to have any contact with any victims or witnesses or co-defendants in the case. All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Jerwan Webster.
All right, Mr. Webster, you are here in 2019 MM 2834AO. You were arrested for possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender Was there an offer for Mr. Webster if he wanted to resolve his case?
There is not an offer, but no objection to RR.
Okay. You do also, let me see, look at your history here.
He qualifies for PTR as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you in pretrial release, Mr. Webster, and you're gonna be subject to random urinalysis. If you test positive for cannabis within 30 days, I'm gonna ask them not to violate you, okay? But any other drugs in your system will violate you. So you're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription, okay? Okay, thank you.
I'm just take the bond.
Okay. All right, I'm recalling Ms. Holland's case, 2019 MM 2837AO. And I'm gonna stay the bond at the $500. You're not to return to that location. Appears as though there's a trespass authorization warning on the building through the city, so don't go back there. But I won't take any action on the out on bond case, but if you come back, I'm likely to revoke that, okay?
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Melvin Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you're here in 2019 MO 604AO. You were arrested for camping. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Johnson?
There's not, yes, sorry, withhold credit for time served.
Is that something you wanna do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have 1 day in? Okay, so withhold credit for time served. And I do have to impose court costs.
Your Honor, were we appointed?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, you want to plead no contest, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm gonna withhold adjudication, sentence you to 1 day in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 1 day that you've served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those, excuse me, by April 4th, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off, okay? If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence to the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
My name's Richard Reyes Salgado.
Okay, Mr. Reyes Algado, you're here in 2019 MO 605AO. You were arrested for open container violation. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Reyes Algado?
Adjudication, 3 days.
So you have 1 day?
We will accept that offer, Your Honor, and plead no
Okay.
contest.
Thank you. right, sir, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
What was that?
If you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I am going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 1 day time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm going to order you pay those by April 4th, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
Please tell me your name, sir. All right, Mr. Wilson. You're here in 2019 MO 606AO. You're arrested for fishing from a city-owned property, specifically one of the accepted locations where you're not supposed to fish, Lake Eola. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Wilson?
Adjudication 2 days, no return to Lake Eola.
Okay. Would he get out today? Okay. But he would get, you would get out today, sir. So
We'll
it's
accept that offer, Your Honor.
2 days, credit for 1. Thank you. All right, Mr. Wilson, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
All right, do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 1 day you've served. And I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by April 4th, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck to you. All right, please tell me your name.
Jeremy Tabar Ziegler.
All right, Mr. Ziegler, you're here in 2019 MO 607AO. You were arrested for an open container violation. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Ziegler?
Adjudication credit for time served.
It's 1 day. 2? Okay.
Your Honor, we will accept that offer and plead no contest.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Ziegler, I'm showing you this plea form. Mr. Ziegler?
Oh,
Hey.
hi.
Hi. I'm showing you the plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom? Is that a yes?
that's
I
my
just need, you need
Yes.
speaking yes or no, okay?
Yes, that's
All
my
right, did
signature.
you understand everything contained within the plea form? Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, I do.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay. You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Oh, okay.
Is that a yes? You
Yes, I
understand?
understand.
You
I
understand?
understand,
Okay.
yes.
I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with the credit for the 2 days that you've served. And I'm gonna order that you pay your court costs by April 4th, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. All right, sir? Good luck to you. All right. We'll be in recess until tomorrow.